Hello students, let's move on to next topic towards quantum or wave mechanical model of the atom. By looking the drawbacks of Bohr's atomic model, the scientist from Vienna, Schrödinger, proposed quantum mechanical model of atom. This atomic model was based on two theories. Number 1, dual behavior of matter, that is de Broglie concept, and number 2, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. What is dual nature of matter? De Broglie, the scientist, suggested that moving small particles like electrons, proton, neutron, or dust particle, a small ball, means it is talking about these small particles, have the properties of a wave, and the wavelength of the moving particle may be calculated by the formula wavelength is equals to h upon mv. Here m is the mass of moving particle, h is Planck's constant, and mv, what is mv? If you can remember, mv is p is equal to mv, and what is p? Momentum of the particle. So this formula can also be written as lambda is equals to h by p. Okay, lambda is the wavelength, h is Planck's constant, m is mass of moving particle, v is velocity of moving particle, p is momentum of the particle. These expressions are applicable to photon also. Okay, the light photon which we talk about, the how the light is coming, that photons also follow these expressions are we use to just calculate the wavelength of the photon also. In such case, but only one thing, one change we will do in such case, when we are talking about the photon, instead of v we will write c. Okay, and c, you know that c is the velocity of light radiation. Big particles like moving stone, a ball, etc. You have to remember that dual nature of matter or de Broglie wavelength is only discussed about the small particles. All the big particles do not appear to show the properties of a wave. Why? Because the value of their mass is high. Mass will be high, and you can see that lambda is inversely proportional to mass. Mass will be high, so wavelength will be less. Okay, so hence the wavelength of the wave is too short to be measured. That's why we don't talk about the big particles. Therefore, de Broglie relationship has no significance in our daily life. De Broglie equation is significant only for small moving particles such as electron, proton, neutron, etc. The de Broglie relations shows that the wavelength of the matter wave decreases as its velocity increases. Okay, it also implies that for a given velocity, heavier particles should have shorter wavelength than lighter particles. With this relation, many things is clear. You have to learn this formula, lambda is equal to h by p or lambda is equal to h by mv. And you can see that lambda is inversely proportional to the mass of the moving particle, and lambda is also inversely proportional to the velocity of the particle. So, the waves associated with particles in motion are called matter waves or de Broglie waves. These waves differ from electromagnetic waves. Dual nature means electron will behave like a light as a wave and light as a particle. Dual nature, light radiations exhibit the phenomena of interference and diffraction. This we are studying from other classes. This shows that light radiations have the properties of a wave. On the other hand, phenomena of photoelectric effect shows that light radiations have particle nature. Okay, we are talking about it has a wave type of structure as well as it has the radiations have particle nature. Thus, light radiations possess wave as well as particle nature. It is called dual nature of radiations. This chapter in 12th you will study in detail in your physics. In your physics, this chapter will reappear and all the confusions will be clear at that time. So it is better that you clear this topic here only in class 11. So in 12th, this chapter will be in your command. Okay, so you have to remember the formula lambda is equals to h by p. Here is de Broglie's equation. Lambda is equals to h by mv. Lambda is wavelength in meters. V is the velocity in meter per second. M is the mass in kilograms. And h is Planck's constant in joule per hertz. So what you have to remember about de Broglie equation? It is a simple formula. Lambda is equals to h by mv. Say it 10 times and learn it by heart. Because definitely one question will be there in your competitive exams with this easy formula. Okay, children get confused and just leave that it is easy. Just learn it by heart. Lambda is equals to h by mv. Okay. Next is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Actually, the moving objects such as ball thrown in air, suppose I'm throwing a ball in the air, or a car is moving, etc. Many examples we can take here. Move along definite path or trajectories. Okay, the path is clear. Their position and velocity can be determined. Concentrate here that their position and velocity can be determined accurately at any time. But it is not possible for moving microscopic particles such as electron, proton, etc. So Heisenberg's stated uncertainty principle, which is the consequence of dual behavior of matter and radiation. So it is possible to measure simultaneously the position and momentum of velocity of a small moving particle with absolute accuracy. This is the definition. It is impossible to measure simultaneously the position and momentum or velocity of a small moving particle with absolute accuracy. And the uncertainty principle is represented by the following equation. Delta x into delta p can be greater or equal to h by 4 pi. Okay, and delta x is uncertainty in the position of particle. Delta p is uncertainty in the momentum of particle, and P here it is written, we can convert it into delta x into delta. What is P? P is momentum. P, what it means? mv. So m delta v. Okay, change we are just calculating. So delta x into mv can be greater or equal to h upon 4 pi. Okay, so delta v is the uncertainty in the velocity of particle and m is the mass of particle. Some facts about uncertainty principle. If position of a small moving particle is determined accurately, then delta x, that is uncertainty, is small and therefore delta v should be high. That is, uncertainty in velocity is large. Similarly, if velocity of small moving particle is determined accurately, uncertainty in its position is large. Okay, Bohr's and Sommerfield's atomic models are against the uncertainty principle, because in these atomic models both the position and velocity of the electron has been determined accurately, and Heisenberg says that it is impossible to get the exact velocity and position of small particles. If we will move on to more explanation of uncertainty principle, if lambda is the wavelength of light used to see a particle, then uncertainty in the position is plus minus del lambda. Lambda is the wavelength of the light and the uncertainty position of wavelength will be plus minus lambda. If we want to see a small particle like electron, a radiation of very small wavelength is required. Radiations of small wavelength are highly energetic. When highly energetic radiation strikes the electron, it changes its velocity. Therefore, velocity or momentum, what is momentum? mv, cannot be determined accurately. And if radiation of longer wavelength is used, it has no effect on its momentum, but the position of the electron can not be located accurately. Thus, exact and simultaneous determination of both velocity and position of moving electron or proton or any small particle is not possible. This only is your Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. We have to remember this, that there is no significance of uncertainty principle in our daily life, because it is only applicable for small moving particles that are microscopic objects like electrons, protons and neutrons. It is not completely not applicable to big particles that are macroscopic objects. For big particles, mass is high and therefore product of x and v should be small. Thus, uncertainty in the determination of their position and velocity both is low. Hence, for big particles, position and velocity both may be determined accurately. This was all about uncertainty principle of Heisenberg. I'm going to stop here. Next, I will take you all to the quantum mechanical model. Quantum numbers. Next topic of yours will be quantum numbers. Thank you, children.